Hello everyone, it is Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another CAD tutorial. Today I'm going to be utilizing a Christmas paper pad that I had maybe about a year or two ago, and I'm just going to go ahead and just create a nice simple card. What I like about paper pads is that they pretty much stand on their own, in terms of style and, whatever you're looking for. And in that way you end up not having to do much of stamping or coloring or anything. So that's what I like about those. I do have a stack here. My challenge has always been to use paper pads, and I am going to be utilizing this one as much as possible. I also have another one which is more like, the checkered ones, but for today I'm going to be dealing with this one. This one has quite a lot of different patterns and, papers in there, but I'll be using a select few, um, you know, just for this video. And before we do continue, if you enjoy this video at the end, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and I look forward to any comments you may have as far as using paper pads, and if you have any challenges, how you were able to overcome those challenges, because I do definitely need a little bit of help in that area. So the piece I'm going to be using actually was this one, which I cut down to fit the 110 pound cardstock green card base, because of course it's Christmas, why else? And right now I'm going to go ahead and get, like, this is a strip that was, towards the top of the paper, one of those sheets that I just cut off, and I cut it down because I wanted to get a little bit of a trim on the edge here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuck down, and once I have that done, then we can go ahead and move forward. Now I usually like to make sure everything is lined up, so please forgive me if I am just kind of looking at it really, closely. So this is the little end of red I would like, and as you see, it has a lovely, night sky and nice snow and some houses on there. And I do want to incorporate this here, maybe not as big, but I will kind of cut it down a little bit so that I can just have a little bit of a music note thingy somewhere. Let me try doing this piece because it's Christmas. I want to just have a little bit of notes. So I'm going to just get it stuck on the bottom. No, I think I want it up here for the simple reason that I do have a sentiment that I would like to add, and I don't want it to interfere with that. So I'm going to go ahead and just get this piece stuck here. Let me see if I stick it here. Maybe if I cut it a little shorter, that might help, because I do want a little of that music in there. Okay, so I'm going to get it stuck up here. Again, I'm going to use my tape ruler. And usually when I get any on the ends, I just kind of, trim it off a little bit so that it doesn't stick out. I don't like seeing the tip sticking out. So just a little music note, I'm going to just let it overlap here. Oops. Okay. It might make sense to you, but it's Christmas. And, there's always the carols and all the music in the air for that. And then I am going to go ahead and get some of those strips. With those strips, what I have is Silent Night, Believe, Noel. So I'm going to just kind of, I think I lost Silent Night. So I'm just going to trim it off here and deck the halls. Let me see if I can get this across. Yeah, I'll get deck the halls in here. I'm going to kind of stick off like cut off a few pieces so that I can stick them at different places, like deck the halls, Believe, and then one more. I think I will do 'Tis the Season. Okay, 'Tis the Season. So I will have those up here like that. And I'll get my glue this time so I can get it. But what I will do is I'll overlap it on the music because I think I want it kind of overlapping there. All right, so we're going to do deck the halls. To start, let me just make sure it is straight because I do want it straight. All right, and then 'tis the season. And I will just kind of stagger it because I don't necessarily want it to be all on the same line or anything. Okay, and then one more. And lastly, the leaf. And these are neat little, you know, sayings that can really add. So far you see it just adds a nice little something to the card. And I do have a stamp, Merry Christmas stamp, that I am going to place the sentiment on the bottom here. It should be able to fit right here. There we go. So let me go ahead and get that done in. And as you can see with the paper pads, it's very quick. You know, just putting everything together and you will be just fine. I'm going to get it right on the, right here. Just gentle pressure. Well, I did do gentle pressure, but then again, parts of it didn't work, but that's okay. When this happens, you see like it kind of was a little faded. I just used my black ink pen just to go over it, or you know, a small tip black marker or something just to color it in, and that is fine. And now I'm going to go ahead and get it adhered to this right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere it. I have quite a few paper pads, but I haven't used them for a little bit because, you know, again, cutting down the paper pads are always a challenge for me, you know, trying to make sure I get the sizes I want. And then if I cut it incorrectly, I just have a whole bunch of little pieces and, you know, it drives me crazy. So I kind of stay away from them, but, you know, I want to make sure this time that I'm able to utilize them this time around. So I want to make sure I have everything lined up. I usually like to make sure I have everything lined up so it is sitting properly. Okay. So it is sitting properly. And what I do is, you know, since I have the little edge in here, I'm just going to go ahead and just cut that piece off because it's not like I wanted a whole bunch of red on the edge. Just a little bit off. Okay. All right, so you can see here that we have a nice little Christmas card, very simple. And of course, you can either stamp your sentiment inside or you can handwrite it. Is entirely up to you. So again, using paper pads is always really helpful if you want to just do something really, really quickly. That's an option for you, or embossing folders. So thank you guys so much for watching, and see you next week with another Christmas card tutorial. Thank you. Be safe.